What's up, everybody? It's Will from Low Rated Duelist bringing you my totally awesome tunes to infinity and beyond. And the only reason I call them that is because they're the only one of my legacy decks that can go into both Cyber Dragon Infinity and Totally Awesome. So let's go ahead and get into the deck profile. So for tunes, tunes are always a deck that I've always been wanting to make and make good. Unfortunately, it's very hard to make them good because the only thing that makes them good by themselves is Toon Kingdom or Toon World. None of them can attack the turn they're summoned. None of them have an inherent protection, and they're really only good with Toon Kingdom. Unfortunately, what I've come to realize is that if you try to build your deck around one card, and aka Toon Kingdom, it's far too susceptible and you're just asking to lose. Toon Kingdom is a great card. It makes them untargetable, indestructible, and allows them to attack directly. Unfortunately, in today's game, Yu-Gi-Oh is so fast, and there are a million ways to out Toon Kingdom. Monster effects, spells, traps, you name it. And the bad thing about a lot of the tunes is that they all just get destroyed as soon as your Toon Kingdom gets destroyed. So, unfortunately, the way to make tunes somewhat playable is not play them the way they were intended to be played. So this particular tune deck is not going to feel like a quote tune deck. In other words, you're not going to have like the OG tunes like Toon Blue Eyes, Toon Red Eyes, Toon Dark Magician, Toon Summon Skull on the board. They're not going to actually be on the board. They're going to be on the board, but then they're going to unfortunately be used to XYZ summon. And even though that doesn't feel like the exact tunes, the tunes are definitely involved in getting in the engine, and I'll explain that how. Because basically, similar to Harpies, you're not going to use the actual tune monsters for the monsters themselves. You're going to use them to XYZ summon. So let's get into the ratios and explanations. 3 Toon Cyber Dragon, he is basically primarily he's used to bring out Cyber Dragon Infinity because he's a level 5 light machine. So then you basically special him and play Instant Fusion and Summon Panzer. He can also be used for other things. In other words, he's also a convenient special summon. So if you special him and then set Toon Briefcase, you basically already control a Toon and you can shuffle a monster back. On top of that, and the other 2 monsters they're going to run are Toon Gemini Elf and Toon Mass Sorcerer. Only reason why you're running these ones is that 1, level 4, which makes you be able to go into rank 4s, and 2, they're spellcasters. So they combo really well with cards like Chocolate Magician Girl, which can discard spellcasters to draw a card. And then when she's attacked, sometimes people don't read her second effect, and they attack into you, and then you special summon your tunes, and when they inflict battle damage, you get to draw a card, Toon Mass Sorcerer, or you get to snipe a card from their hand with Toon Gemini Elf. On top of that, the Spellcaster level 4 tunes combo really well with Gigabyte and with Nefarious because they can special summon themselves if you control a Toon monster. So sometimes if you don't open very well, you can normal a Toon, special Gigabyte or Nefarious, and then go into Rafflesia. Rafflesia is usually really good to get you into some like rank 4 plays and then buying you some time. On top of that, the 1 Summoner Monk, I maybe take him out because I run a lot of good spell cards, unfortunately, and sometimes I'm like, do I really want to pitch this? But he gets you instant access to Trick Clown and Chocolate, which gives you a lot of your combo plays. So, yeah. And then Chocolate on top of Gigabyte is an instant, Bahamut Shark and then Tree Toad, which I like. 2 Maxi, 3 Instant Fusion targets, there's several. 1 Norden, which is like the main one, and it's probably going to get banned, unfortunately. Well, it should get banned. I shouldn't say unfortunately. It's good that it's getting banned, but it's bad for this deck because it's going to make this deck way worse. Panzer Dragon for your Cyber Dragon Infinity, and then Camion Wizard? I guess that is pronounce it. And he's just a level 4 spellcaster to where you can special your Gigabyte or normal Gemini Elf and then go into more rank. It's basically rank 4 plays. Regeki Dark Hole, Soul Charge, Upstart, 3 Toon Table of Contents searches out your tunes, whichever one you need. Sometimes you need a briefcase for protection. Sometimes you need a Cyber Dragon because you have an Instant Fusion. And then some raffle traps, so in other words, Bottomless, Nightmare, Endless, or I'm sorry, Floodgate. And then 2 Toon Briefcase, and then, Storming, and then Vanities and Warning. As far as the extract's concerned, your 3 Instant Fusion targets, this one I could probably break down to 2. I don't summon him very often because most of the time I want to go into Norden or Panzer Dragon, preferably. 1 Infinity, Nova, Number 39. The rest is pretty much self-explanatory. King of the Feral Imps is really good because he searches your gigabyte and stuff. So yeah, like I said, it's pretty much XYZ tunes. Like you're not gonna leave your tunes on the board unless you draw Toon Briefcase, but they're pretty much being used to XYZ fodder. So this isn't the type of deck if you want to feel more nostalgic. This is more if you're trying to make tunes playable, and it's hilarious, absolutely hilarious when your opponent's losing to this deck and he's seeing these random tunes and Toon Briefcase. Everybody's just like, "What the heck are you playing?" And I'm playing. I'm like, I'm playing XYZ tunes, man. So yeah, that's the deck profile. Enjoy the replays.